I think we live. I think we live.
Yes,
What's good,
sir.
everybody? Welcome to the MOP podcast here with DMUNEY, man. Thanks for being here with us, man.
Hey, no problem, bro. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. I'm just here to show the love. That's all.
Thanks, man. Thanks for sharing your time with us. I know we are very busy, man. So thanks for being here. We're gonna jump right into some topics that I got here to discuss with you.
Hmm.
The first topic that I want to talk about and want your opinion about is the Brittany Griner situation. We saw that a couple of minutes ago. She was sentenced to 9 years in prison in Russia for bringing over like a gram of oil hashish or oil
Yeah.
weed. So
Yeah.
it has been really it has been a back and forth situation between the both governments, between both countries. So what's your situation now that we know that she has been sentenced to 9 years in prison?
Oh man. It's very unfortunate that this even happened.
Yeah,
There have always been talks about possibly trading one of the prisoners, I guess, an
like a
arms dealer for her,
arm
like
dealer. Yeah,
almost like a prisoner exchange. Um, I'm more so annoyed with it because now it's something that they want to bring up when this is something that could have been done already.
yeah,
Um, I kind of don't want to hear anymore about what America is going to do. I'd rather them just show action and just do it. Um, like I said, she's super young. It's really tragic that it's a possibility that her life might be wasted like this.
in her
Um,
basketball career.
her basketball career. Yep, yep, yep. And I'd like to say I hope that she's able to get through it. It sucks that she's in between this like politics game that Russia and the U.S. actually have. So I'm hoping that there could be some type of resolution done because I can imagine right now where it's at a standpoint where okay, we agreed to this, but now Russia wants this, wants more of
Yeah.
this, and then they're like, no, that's not worth it, and then it just becomes a tug of war. And it like I said, I hate that it had to happen for her, but sometimes it's just one of those things, and uh, I just caution, let it be a cautionary tale to anybody else that goes over to the Europe and Russia and some of these other places to play basketball. Not everybody's rules are going to be the same, so you got
Yeah.
to be cognizant of what goes on or where you are at all times.
And she also mentioned that she had a doctor receipt in which the doctor allowed her to bring this hashish into Russia. So
Hmm.
that's really important. Do you think that she was that we can label her situation as wrongfully detained, or she was? What's your opinion on that?
Like I said, I mean, you got to be cognizant of the rules. It sucks.
Yeah,
It
it really sucks, man.
sucks. And like I said, like for the doctor, even to have a doctor's note, um, it's going to trump that because it all depends on what Russia wants to do.
They have
You're a
control over
foreigner.
their situation, right?
Yeah, you're a foreigner. You know what I'm saying? So whatever they say is going to trump whatever the doctor says. They're not going to care about that. You're
Yeah,
not from their country. So
you're a
it's
public
very.
figure.
Hmm. And you gotta always gotta remember you got a target on your back at all times. So
Great
it's
point.
just one of those type of things. Yep.
We have a comment here from Que lo que tapa, my brother Juanca. It says that's ridiculous, man. I
Yeah,
agree with
man.
that.
Yeah.
It's shocking.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I hope she comes out of this somehow. Maybe they can work on an appeal, or
Yeah.
maybe
And
they do find a way to do this exchange to bring her back home. You know. Like I said, that's the only thing I could wish for.
yeah, me too, man. The next topic that I have, recently, a couple of days ago, Bill Russell passed away at the age of 88.
Hmm.
A true legend. I'm working on my top 10 list of players of all time, and I have
Hmm.
Bill Russell at number 10. At least I can feel like that I did a little bit my part. Like I did my research and my homework. That I pay
Mm-hmm.
homage to him when he was
Mm-hmm.
alive.
Mm-hmm.
What's how do you remember him? What's the legacy of Bill Russell means to you?
Okay, I can only tell you what my predecessors would say about him. 'Cause
Yeah,
obviously,
because neither of us saw Bill Russell play. So thanks for
I
making that clear.
as far as like maybe the videos that I've seen, like I said, very, very, a great defender. His
Rebounder as well,
athleticism,
right?
yes, his athleticism was just for that time was ahead of his time. And for somebody like him to, put a stop to like Wilt Chamberlain around that time when Wilt Chamberlain was unstoppable, those are one of the things that are like one of his greatest feats, besides having 11 rings. So, I mean, unfortunately, I mean, we run into the standpoint that we all got to get old someday,
Yeah, that's
So,
right.
I feel like, when it comes to NBA history, I mean, he has a solidified hold in NBA history. You can't take him out of your top 10 in NBA history, no matter what you say, because there's just too much to kind of try to debunk. It doesn't matter what time period it may be, but to have 11 rings is a
In
very
13 years.
hard thing to do. Even though it may be a team thing, you were the primary force behind that. So that's just how I look at it, man. All blessings to him and his family. I don't know if anybody's religious, but I hope he finds peace in the next life, or just rest in power. That's all I can say for that.
Yeah, me too. I agree with that. Rest in power, Bill Russell. We've been hearing that maybe the league will consider retiring the number 6 that he famously
Mm-hmm.
wore as the Boston Celtics. What's your opinion about that topic? We've seen that the MLB retired Jackie Robinson's number 42.
Mm-hmm.
Um, about for what he did for the game of baseball, breaking the color barrier. Do you think
Mm-hmm.
that maybe the NBA needs to do the same for Bill Russell?
I feel like they do. I feel like he deserves that honor. You know, um, between him and Kareem, that had broken a lot of barriers for us. So I do feel like that he does deserve to have that honor for him to have his jersey retired and remembered. So is what it is. Guaranteed. Already in the Hall of Fame. So I mean, this is just the next step.
And he was inducted into the Hall of Fame as a player and as a coach. So
Mm-hmm.
that only highlights how amazing he was, the legacy that he created. So that's amazing. And I also think that the league needs to retire number 6, and maybe LeBron will need to change his number back to 23, or
Mm-hmm.
find a new number. So the next topic that I have for you is the off season. In your opinion, which team has gotten better over this period of time?
Hmm.
In my
Hmm.
case, I got the Boston Celtics because they added Malcolm Brogdon, they added Gallinari, so they
That's a
added
good one.
important pieces to the core. I'm not saying that they are going to win the championship this year, but they added some pieces that are very important.
Yeah, that's a very good one. Oh man, it's so many different changes that happen, man, and I want to say um, I like what's going to happen in New Orleans, securing Zion for the future. If Zion is able to reach any of his potential that we've seen from him when he's on the court, New Orleans is a very dangerous team in the West. Between having him, Brandon Ingram, and
CJ.
now having CJ, and yeah, it's gonna be a very hard to beat them together because now you have your solidified score, and you have this guy all power that's like at the power forward position. So I say, man, New Orleans looks like, as far as improving wise, we're gonna see. But this team has already made it to the playoffs without him. So with him, I mean, you can imagine how that's going to be, you know?
Yeah. What's your opinion maybe about the Denver Nuggets that maybe didn't add it an important pieces like Boston or the Clippers? Do you think that they can improve and winning wise?
Sometimes less is more. Sometimes you got to downgrade them. And then think about this. I mean, they have Jamal Murray still on contract, and they have
Michael Porter.
Michael Porter Jr. So yeah. I feel like, you know, having those two guys, man, and then coming back and then finally helping out the Joker. You know, I feel like
back to back MVP.
And the problem with the Joker is that he does all this throughout the game, and he has a hard time kind of closing this game out because he's exhausted by the fourth quarter, which is why you needed a Jamal Murray to kind of go ahead and be that closer for you. So we'll see a different team with the Nuggets. I think they're going to be potentially really good for the next year. But the West, like I said, the West is going to be tough, man. It's going to be real tough.
Yeah,
and you got guys like
Kawhi coming back.
And then have them having John Wall.
Yeah,
may finally,
I forgot that.
You know, play. Then having, you know, don't forget about the Memphis Grizzlies, you know. So I mean, they're like scratching at the surface. All they need is just to get over that hump. Then you got the defending Golden State Warriors. So
and they need to stay healthy to compete in the West as well.
Yes, they do. But I think they'll figure it out. I think they always will. So we'll see.
Now, in your opinion, which team didn't improve much or didn't improve the roster as much?
Oh, this is easy. LA.
Lakers. Come on, man. That's easy.
7, I don't want to hear it because I know you sitting there just boiling. You can't say nothing. Yeah, it's the Lakers. Yeah, they ain't get better at all.
Lakers are trash, man. Trash.
I will say this though. Them adding Lonnie Walker is going to make them substantially better. I just don't believe in the nucleus of Russell Westbrook and AD and LeBron together working. Like, I just don't see it happening. They say they're going to make it work. We'll see. The first thing that has to happen is Anthony Davis has to be healthy for the season. So that's just the way I look at it.
When was the last time that we saw a healthy AD? Like 3 years ago, man. In the bubble with 4 months off. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough for the Lakers.
Well, the thing with AD, man, he has to find that edge that made him a champion in the beginning, anyway. So, you know, he kind of went once they won the championship. He started resting on his laurels. He just got to find that inner dog in him again. Once he's able to do that, then I think everything else will work itself out.
Yeah. I think the same thing. The Lakers need to part ways with Russ somehow, some way. Maybe bottom out. They need to take Russ off the team, man. In order to improve, in order to make substantial change and improvement.
But here's the thing: I think Russ could actually fit the team if he just attacked the rack and maybe play a little bit more defense. Just to be that defensive playmaker,
like Drew Holiday,
possibly be, yes, and not do too much. Him trying to shoot is the problem, and if these shots ain't falling, I mean, bro, you missing them at the elbow. Just attack the rack, man. You still have some athleticism left. You know, go in, go right at attack the rim, and if you know you're not able to attack the rim. Pass whoever needs to get passed to. And I mean, you still got LeBron there, so you don't have to do or think too much about, you know, what's going on the court. So it's going to be up to how they work things out. But no, they didn't get better, bro.
Yeah.
Same team.
We got 7 here. Best of 7 sports talk. continue with the Lakers. Do you think that Russ will accept a six-man role coming off the bench, or is that's out of the way?
No,
No way.
no, come on now, absolutely not. I know that, you know that. People
Everybody
that are
knows.
in the that's over here live know that. You know, he's not taking no back seat. What does Russ look like? That's just he's never been that type. So yeah, we'll see.
And another question for about Russ. Do you think that he is maybe too worried about numbers of averaging a triple double, and putting stats instead of contributing to winning? As you said, maybe doing an impact on the defensive side.
I think we're past that. I think more so his problem is accountability at this point. Once he's able to sit down and actually look at himself and be accountable for maybe some of the mistakes that were made throughout the season, especially for last season, and what he could do better, and maybe being more open to opinions from his peers, he'll be
People
better.
calling him Westbrook.
And not being so soft, but I mean, that's the NBA, so.
Yeah. And continue with the Lakers. Do you think that LeBron is extension eligible to sign a 2-year, $97 million? Do you think that he will wait, or he will sign in this upcoming month or days or weeks?
I don't think he's worried about the money issue right now. That'll be there. So
He's a
I
billionaire,
think he's
right?
more so. Yeah, I mean, I think more so he's just focused on what he needs to do as far as getting his team better, and that's one thing I will say about LeBron when it comes to this NBA thing. Man, he takes it very serious. So I don't think I think the money's the least of his worries right now.
And do you think maybe he's putting some pressure on the Lakers front office to make some trades, to add some pieces?
No, because honestly, if the Lakers were going to do something, they would have did something this offseason. They didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they added maybe one guy, but outside of that, I mean, there's really nothing else to really talk about, And I know, look, Seven, I know you're going to fry me, probably, what I'm saying, our next show. I already know it's going to happen. So, hey, listen, I'm bulletproof. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't scared of you. I'm actually giving your boy LeBron some props.
Yeah. Do you? That this is like another question. The same like the Ross accepting a 6-man role. Do you think that LeBron will take a haircut?
Take a what?
A pay cut.
About saying. Probably not. No.
Because by him taking a pay cut, that doesn't guarantee a title, that doesn't guarantee a healthy team. So
no, I wouldn't take no pay cut.
And do you think that he is prioritizing playing with Bronny over winning titles, or do you think that he can achieve both?
I don't fall into that. I think that's just too far ahead right now. So
yeah, me too. I have the same opinion.
I wouldn't even think about
entertain the idea.
Yeah, it's right now for LeBron. It's year to year with LeBron, man. He may decide tomorrow, like, hey man, I just don't want to, put myself through this anymore. That's what happens when you get to the age that he gets to. So. It's already amazing enough that he's lasted this long. You know what I mean? A lot of guys don't last as long as he does. But I think he's more closer to this Kareem. So if he decides to break it, I think he'll probably put that down more than him playing with his son.
Yeah, me too. I have the same. I don't entertain that idea at all.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with the Lakers. Also, regarding teams that maybe didn't improve their roster, what do you think about the Utah situation and the Spurs? The Spurs, for me, are gonna be the top candidate to get the first pick. When we talked before we went live. For me, they are the favorites to land Wembayama. But what do you think about the Utah Jazz making all these trades, getting rid of Rudy Gobert, maybe trying to trade Donovan Mitchell?
I mean, they need a reboot. I mean, but the problem is, who you gonna get to come to Utah? That's always been their issue. Nobody wants to go there willingly. They're better off just kind of like what they're doing now, kind of making some draft capital and just focus on building through the draft. That's what I feel like they're gonna be doing for the next 3 or 4 years.
And the Utah Jazz front office, they hired the former Boston executive. I'm blinking off his name, Danny Ainge. Do you think that maybe he can do something similar to what he did in Boston like 10 years ago when he got rid of Garnett and Pierce? He sent them to the Brooklyn Nets, or is that too far away of?
I'll say it's a little too far away right now. Yeah. Right now I think they are trying to get rid of Donovan Mitchell. I'm not going to confirm or deny that. I just feel like they're wanting a lot for Donovan, so it's just one of those things now where it's like, okay, excuse me, you're trying to get back what you lost with Rudy Gobert, and that's not going to be the case. And now that teams know that you're trying to get rid of them, you're not going to get the same trade value you got.
Not even from the Knicks, a miserable franchise.
Yeah, it's the Knicks, man. What do you?
You can't expect shit from the Knicks, man.
This is what they do, Jalen Brunson is a good player, though. I will say that.
Do you like that signing?
College. Not necessarily. I don't care for it too much because I don't think he's that guy.
Yeah, me too.
But I mean, like I said, only time will tell, man. If he elevates his game being in the Big Apple, but it's a lot that comes with doing that,
Yeah, and I have another comment here. Hugo, he said, great talk, and he said Wembayama is the target. Yeah, pay attention to Victor Wembayama. Big is coming next year. Another topic that I wanted to talk about with you is tampering. We saw that the New York Knicks have been in the NBA started an investigation with the Knicks and the 76ers. Do you think that tampering should still be like a rule in nowadays, or do you think that maybe the NBA needs to get rid of that tampering rule and all that crap?
Well, here's the thing. As far as the NBA is probably the most player-driven league of all sports. I don't think it affects anything whether they get rid of it or keep it. That rule is only set up for the teams. The players are going to do what they want to do anyway. If they don't want to play for you,
that's a great point.
Play for you. If they want to play for you, they're going to go try to play for you and try to make it happen. Other than that, it don't make me no difference what they do with that rule.
Yeah, and also I've heard that the league will drop the hammer when the tampering is like blatant, or it's like, for example, we saw a couple of players, Lonzo Ball with going to the Bulls, Bogdanovic going to the Bucks. But in this case, the Knicks are being investigated due to the Jaylen Brown signing. We all know that the New York Knicks hired his dad. His dad was out of the league for like 4 years. And the 76ers, they have like I'm more worried about the 76ers because they have something there that it goes against the rules of the CBA and all that. So, but I agree with you. It doesn't matter, and the power is on the players.
Yeah. So I wouldn't worry too much about it.
I have another question for you. regarding max contracts. Do you think that are we witnessing? Are we witnessing the death of the NBA's middle class? I'm saying maybe in the future, 5-10 years from now, we will see only max players at the top and minimum salaries at the bottom. Maybe we will lose that middle class. Do you think that that's something that will happen, or do you think that's good or bad for the league?
No, because there's only maybe, as far as top tier players, you only got a handful, maybe.
Yeah.
So, it's not many players that stand above each other. I mean, everybody's really good in this era of basketball. Everybody's skilled. Everybody has European type of style in their play. So a lot of things that they do, can benefit the team, and you got to pay those guys for them to come to you. It's always going to be a bidding war. But as far as like these top, not everybody makes those top contracts. Like that's one
big
that we
bucks.
got to kill. Like it's only maybe, like I said, I'll say about 20 max that get those big deals, and those guys are the superstars. And I don't think there's a lot of stars in the league that you may have about maybe one or two per team, but there's only maybe like 4 or 5 real superstars in the league.
Yeah, and we know that some players that sign those type of deals, they have to they are like requisites in order to sign those deals. So not everybody, as you said perfectly, not everybody can get first team All NBA or second team All NBA. So that's very important. That's a factor when it comes to signing that type of deal. I have 2 topics for you. I don't want to take advantage of your time, and thanks for being here. The next topic is Brooklyn. What's your opinion on Brooklyn? I for people, they have DMUNEY. His name on this stream is KD's burner account. That's perfect.
Man, everybody hate KD, man. It is what it is.
The God, KD, the God, as he called himself.
We're gonna see, man. I think KD stays in Brooklyn.
Yeah, me too. I have the same opinion.
If Rudy Gobert trade doesn't happen, maybe KD is gone. But since that happened and everything that was given away to get Rudy, you're gonna have to double that for KD, and it doesn't make sense to do all that. You're pretty much giving away a third or maybe half your team and some draft picks, and no.
Do you think it's similar to the Kobe situation in 07, 08? In regards that the Lakers, if they accepted to trade,
get you.
Yeah,
I get you. I don't think so.
It's not the same, right?
No, it's a different situation. I think a lot of the stresses of last year maybe have gotten to him, and he doesn't want to go through with it again this year. So, but we'll see. I think they figure it out. Kyrie sits down with him. The ownership sits down with him.
He will have a meeting this week with Joe Tsai, the owner of the Brooklyn Nets, KD. So we'll see what happens.
They'll figure something out.
Yeah. A question that I have for you: would you put a friendship over your basketball career?
Depends on the friend.
Yeah, Kyrie with KD. If you're KD, are you putting your friendship with Kyrie over your basketball career?
No.
No way. Me too. No way.
No
way.
As far as like I say, when basketball is a business now, so hey man, it's no hard feelings. It's all business.
Yeah.
So.
And we also, as you said, maybe the team that trades for KD, maybe he will be happy for 1 year, but who knows? Maybe he'll get unhappy as he did in Golden State. So we'll see what happens. The last question that I have for you: which player do you think that will get traded sooner. Donovan Mitchell, I got KD, I got Tyler Hero, Miles Turner, Buddy Hield, Westbrook, Collins, John Collins, the player of the Hawks, RJ Barrett. Which one do you think is gonna be traded sooner?
Tyler Hero. Miami's not gonna let him go. No.
Do you think?
No, absolutely not. I think
or maybe another option that I didn't mention here.
Mm-hmm. Somehow I feel like maybe it will be Donovan. It's just I don't think he's going to New York. So it just depends on what deal can get worked out for him. But no, bro. You can't get rid of Russ. You paid him $40 million.
He opted in.
Nobody's paying that.
Yeah.
So
That's unrealistic. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Miles Turner could be a good trade. But like I told you, the problem is now that Rudy Gobert trade, it kind of messed up the market a little bit. So now that you have that with these type of players, it's like, hey man, you got to give me, a little bit of
the sun and the moon. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things where it's like, well, I mean, I'm not willing to give all of this. So for all this, I'll just stick with the players I got and I'll do my best with them. So.
Yeah, and last question that I have here is Hugo. He's saying, talk about Draymond Case. What's your opinion? Does Draymond deserves an extension, and do you think that he will get an extension? I appreciate your honesty, man. That's I really appreciate it.
Okay, Draymond, right? Draymond should get paid based off of years of service and what he's done for the franchise. As far as production, no. If you're doing it, you're doing it because he's probably one of the better minds in the NBA, and you're paying him for that. And you're paying for the skill set that has
the leadership, mentorship,
that has helped glue the team together. And that's one thing that he does do well. He's a very good glue guy. And that's basically what you're paying him for. So, I guess,
it's tricky because
I can't imagine him being anywhere else, to be honest. So
yeah,
me too. I think you go ahead and just take care of him, man. He could be one of those type of players, staple players for you.
Yeah, and it's gonna be we've seen him partying with LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens. But Draymond, for me and for many people, obviously, he has been an important part of this dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see what happens with him.
Yeah.
So DMUNEY, thank you, man, for being here, sharing your time with us.
Hey, man, no problem, man. I appreciate the reach out, bro. So, anytime you want to do another show, man, just give me a call, hit me up.
Thanks. I really appreciate that, man. DMUNEY is here with us. Thank you very much. We'll have him maybe in another episode. Thanks for being available here for us. I really, really appreciate that. So thank you very much, man.
No problem. You have a good one.
Thanks. So this has been the MOP podcast. Until next time. Peace.